Why Koreans control fashion in Brazil. Once upon a time in post-war Korea, life was, how do we say this? Absolute garbage. The country was broke, cold, and crawling out of a war crater. So naturally, someone in the government said, let's send people to Brazil. You know, sun, beaches, rice and beans, perfect match. So in 1963, a bunch of Korean families, armed with zero Portuguese, no farming experience, and a terrifying amount of hope, got on planes bound for Brazil's countryside. They thought they'd be farming. Instead, they were just confused. Turns out Brazilian farming wasn't K-drama rustic cute. It was sweaty, buggy, and nothing made sense. The chickens were aggressive, the cows ignored them, the language barrier was so bad they thought feijoada was a greeting. So, like any smart immigrant, they gave up and ran to Sao Paulo, where the motto is, if you're broke, just start sewing. With no money, no days off, and no sleep, Koreans started selling clothes like their lives depended on it. Because they did. Mom was sewing buttonholes, Dad was pushing racks, and kids were quality control, aka unpaid labor. Now here's where things get spicy. What started as survival tailoring became a fashion revolution. Korean families took over Bom Retiro and Bras like it was the Korean fashion Avengers. They didn't just sell clothes, they sold half the city its wardrobe. And they worked like machines. If you sneezed in Bom Retiro, a Korean would hand you a blazer. They became known as those mysterious Asians who never stop working. Churches popped up, K-pop schools opened. Suddenly, Sao Paulo had more kimchi than churrasco in some blocks. Fast forward to today, and Korean Brazilians are thriving. They're doctors, designers, TikTokers, and still making your favorite clothes. Their kids speak perfect Portuguese with a Korean mom accent yelling behind it. They mix kimchi with picanha and blast Blackpink on the way to the beach. They didn't just adapt, they remodeled Brazil's fashion scene with a sewing machine and some serious immigrant rage. What started as let's try farming in a country we've never heard of turned into one of Brazil's most unlikely success stories. Koreans came to Brazil thinking they'd be farmers. Brazil said, nah, you'll run fashion. And they did, with sarcasm, sweat, and a side of kimchi. Immigrant power, baby!
If you enjoyed it and want more, don't forget to like and follow, but also share and repost.